Anyway, you can't prove when those pieces of evidence were discovered. If they were found after Doc was convicted, then they're worthless. No reason I'd participate in the forgery. I think I might save after... I'm going to save now and save before each one. And then... present the jar. Because we know where the jar's from. Okay, no. But we know where the jug was from. We only know part of it was from his. The rest was... That's dumb. Can't prove when... Yes, I can. I mean... No, that's not helpful, because that's just telling me that, isn't it? I don't know what I'm meant to present now. Because it was in the... It was in Goodman's locker, but I don't know how I'd argue that. Is it here? Alright, no. Okay, no. Let's not save. If they were found after Doc was convicted, then they're worthless. There's no reason I'd participate in a forgery. No, that's not true. Are you saying this jar fragment wasn't discovered in the initial investigation? It would appear not. After all, it wasn't listed in the evidence list. For all we know, it could have suddenly materialized the day after Doc was sentenced. Oh, wouldn't that be convenient? Right? The Chief is talking about a possibility, as long as you can't rule that out. Your remarks, however clever they may be, will only succeed in wasting time. That should be the defense's position. Like, he's defending himself against my advocacy. So, surely... Oh. Let's just apply for the defense. Tell me something I don't know. Come now, Righto. Think about it. Yes, we can. What do you mean by that? This is all purely hypothetical, of course. Suppose I did place those items in my safe. Such an act wouldn't necessarily constitute forgery. If concealing evidence found at a crime scene isn't forgery, I'm not through speaking yet, righto. It all depends on when the evidence was discovered. Right, we don't have a record of it, do we? There's no reason I'd participate in a forgery. Rearranging the crime scene wouldn't help me out in any way. Well, I mean, that's not true. You get the chief of prosecutors on side. Rearranging the sign wouldn't help me out in any way. I don't know. This is the thing. I'm not even sure what I'm meant to be disproving at this point. Because it's like, there's no reason I'd participate in forgery. I wouldn't gain anything. It's like, yes, you would. Piece of cloth, evidence for something, but what? Was Eddie dancing in the evidence room at the time of the murder? Death due to blood loss, 1 knife wound. No. This is the wrong stuff anyway. Small tank patch for SL9. Rearranging the crime scene wouldn't help me out in any way. I don't know. Hello, you could have planted them in my office. I'd appreciate it if you'd stop making these ridiculous allegations. Yes, you do have a point. You wouldn't have the guts to do something like that. What? I'll have you know, back in the day, I once broke into a cattle ranch Mr. Wright, what are you saying? Anyway, you can't prove you didn't carry in the evidence, can you? If you have proof to the contrary, you're going to need it later. Later? What are you talking about? What else? I'm talking about when Raito's prints are found. Yes, they're found inside my safe. They would prove his investigation was illegal. Grr, never faced anyone this slimy. I was going to use shiny. Slimy is this guy. Also shiny. Orange. Can't prove when those pieces were discovered. If they were found after Dark was convicted, they're worthless. No reason I'd participate in a forgery. How can you look me in the eyes and say that? Because I'm innocent. Remember? Who was it that murdered Neil? I'm not sure I care for the word murder here. But in the end, the person responsible for Mr. Marshall's unfortunate demise was Emma Skye. Well, now do you see? Rearranging the crime scene wouldn't help me out in any way. Yes, it would. Really, Chief Gant? At the very least, there is one very large benefit you've reaped from all this. Oh? I wasn't aware. What is this benefit? That would, of course, be the position you have. Chief of Police. Oh! The resolution of the SL9 incident secured your promotion to Chief. That in itself is sufficient motive. Oh, ho, 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 ho. That's a good one. Huh? Do you really think I'm that incompetent? What do you mean? Even without that case, I was already in line to become the next chief. The resolution of SL9 merely sped up the inevitable a little. Is that true, Edgeworth? Yes, he was going to be made chief anyway. Ah, be careful when pointing that finger. You might wind up being the one pointed at. So that means there's only one possible motivation for you to commit forgery. The prosecutor's office. If you didn't do it for yourself, then you did it for someone else. Don't be silly, Worthy. You know me better than that. There are only 3 people I look out for. Me, myself, and I. There, it's out of the open now. Gee, would you mind if I change my testimony a little? By all means, please do. I wouldn't be anyone's accomplice if there was nothing in it for me. Which we already know. But I don't have... Yes. Okay, well, we'll press on this. See if something comes to light. Nothing in it for you? Sorry, the only person I care about is yours truly. That girl, Lana's little sister, was it? If you think I felt sorry for her, you'd better think again. You're right. You don't feel sorry for anyone. Be tough on crime, and tough on people. That's how I was raised. You seem to be lax enough on yourself, though. Oh, ho, ho! That's a good one, Worthy. Could there have been something in it for him? Given his selfishness, what would he have helped someone out? Okay, I'm going to save, because I don't know what this is asking. Would he have helped someone out? I'm going to say no. I'm going to say no. I think he wouldn't have for free, but he gets to control the thing. I'll say no. But I can't think of how it would help him. Oh no, that's not what I meant. He wouldn't have helped out anyone. No. Relax and take a deep breath, Mr. Wright. Try to think outside the box. After all, that's what you're good at, isn't it? Think outside the box? The question isn't who would the chief help, it's who would ask the chief for help. If someone did that, he'd be sure to find a way to benefit from that person. Okay, right, we've changed it around. It appears Fence has nothing more to say. Chief, would you please repeat your testimony from the beginning? Okay. What? Okay, I'm gonna load that one, say the other one, see what happens. Rather than go all the way around the houses. True, you might not help out anyone for their sake, but if it would benefit you, you might decide to assist someone. Mr. Wright, it appears you're positively determined to portray the chief as a nice man who likes to lend people a hand. That's not what I mean. Very well, then. Who is this person you believe Chief Gant may have helped forge evidence? Lana Skye to protect Emma. Chief Prosecutor Lana Skye? The defendant? I believe it's quite obvious in light of the circumstances. Emma Skye fell victim to an unfortunate series of events. Who would want to help her more than her own sister, Lana? And as for Chief Gant, he would also have a reason to help Lana if she asked him to. That reason, of course, is self-profit. Self-profit? What do you mean? After the SL9 incident was resolved, Lana Skye was appointed Chief Prosecutor at the Prosecutor's Office. The person who arranged this job change was you, Chief Gant. But how would he profit from all of this? He would be able to use the Chief Prosecutor as his puppet. Essentially, he would acquire unchecked authority over all investigations. Do you mean to tell me that, despite the Chief's formidable appearance, he plays with puppets? Oh, wait! You must mean puppet as in someone forced to do his bidding. Never mind. Admit it, Chief. You assisted Lana Skye in forging evidence. Your motive to appoint her as Chief Prosecutor so you could control her. Right-o, my boy. You've quite an imagination. Let me ask you something. What? Do you have any proof of this? That I controlled Lana? For example, is Lana testifying I've done such a thing? Lana. She's keeping quiet to protect Emma. There's no way she'd testify against Gant. I'm afraid without any proof, this all amounts to nothing more than mere conjecture. Unless that is also what happened in this incident. This incident? Which one would that be? Of course, I'm talking about the murder of Detective Bruce Goodman. The Chief Prosecutor has been acting strange throughout this entire trial. Almost as if someone has been controlling her. Worthy, you'd better watch your tongue. I wouldn't want you to get hurt. Just what do you mean? What he means, Your Honor, is that Chief Gant is involved in the murder of Detective Goodman. Not only that, but the Chief is now making Lana take the rap to cover up his own involvement. What? Order! I said order! Mr. Wright, you cannot be serious! Smash tennis racket. Huh? This is an affront to the highest ranking officer in our law enforcement agency. Okay, I'm gonna move for a mistrial at this point. You're clearly biased. To accuse the chief of police of blackmail and murder? That's impossible. Your Honor, I was merely reiterating what Mr. Edgeworth said in easier to understand language. Throw Edgeworth under the bus. It's too late, Mr. Wright. There's no turning back for us now. Looks like he's the one who's decided to go through with this. Can you prove this, Mr. Wright? That the chief, a high-ranking officer of the law, is involved in this murder? Good question. Regardless of his rank or title, Chief Gant is just a man. The question is he a criminal? I believe the evidence will tell. I see. All right, then. Let's see what Mr. Wright's got, and it better be good. Show us this evidence that ties Chief Gant to the murder of Detective Goodman. Oh, the ID. And I can't save, which annoys me. This is the ID card list. Yes, the one that shows who entered the evidence room on the day of the crime. There was one ID on the list we couldn't determine the owner of yesterday. 7777777. Sorry, there's no way you can prove that's my card number. It is your number. What? How do you know that? The safe in Chief Gant's office requires a code to open. A 7-digit code. 7-digit? You don't mean... I'm afraid so, Your Honor. The code was 7777777. The Chief uses his username as his password. The same as the remaining ID card number on the list. Chief Gant, you entered the evidence room on the day of the crime. Ooh, we're getting to him. Order! Order! Chief Gant, what do you have to say? Nothing. The defense's search of my office was in violation of regulations. And I will demand Mr. Wright be punished to the maximum extent of the law. But right now, this court demands an explanation from you about the use of this ID card. Chief Gant, you admit it? You entered the evidence room on the day of the crime? What about it? I'm Chief of Police. Whether it's the evidence room or the bathroom, what's the difference? I can go anywhere I want. Tell me, when you entered the room, were you alone? I always go to the bathroom alone, as I do the evidence room. Detective Goodman wouldn't have happened to be with you that day, would he? Oh, of course not. Why would he be? I hadn't seen him in days. You hadn't seen him in days? Chief Gant, I'm afraid you've just undone yourself. On that day, you had to have met with Detective Goodman. What do you mean? This trial's purpose is to determine Lana Sky's guilt. No, it isn't, Your Honor. This trial's purpose is to determine the truth. If Chief Gant met the victim on the day of the crime, then we need to determine one thing: what transpired during that meeting. In that case, Mr. Wright, I'm going to have to ask you for evidence. Show us proof the victim went to meet Chief Gant on the day of the crime. So there's that one, but I don't know if that's relevant. Oh, the lost item report. Detective Goodman lost his ID card on the day of the crime. Or to be more accurate, Jake Marshall stole it. Detective Goodman filled out a lost item report. He would have had to give that report to the Chief of Police. Yet you're in possession of the report, which means you can't be sure if he filed it. He filed it. How do I know, you ask? Because he needed to enter the evidence room that day. He needed to? Yes, to transfer the evidence out. Oh! Detective Goodman took the form to you, Chief Gant. Then, you accompanied the detective to the evidence room. I accompanied him. There's no other way the murderer and Detective Goodman could have entered the room. Hold on, let me guess what you're going to say next. I, the Chief of Police, murdered poor Goodman. Yep, exactly.